Hello everyone, my name is Chloe Hodges, and today I'm going to be talking about an interpersonal conflict in my life that has happened my junior year of high school. Like I said, I was a junior in high school, and I was taking a pretty big load of schoolwork with chemistry and a hard math class, and ever since I had been in kindergarten, I have always had straight A's, literally from kindergarten up until my junior year. And so my parents always put a big emphasis on having good grades and getting the most out of your schoolwork and being in school, because they were both teachers, and my parents also, their parents had a long line of teachers as well, and so getting bad grades was not really an option. In high school, our math class was just the general math class 3, as they called it, and so I enrolled in that class. Throughout that class, I had soon realized that it was a lot harder than I thought it would be to get an A. In all my years of math, I had gotten A's, and I thought that math was pretty easy, and I enjoyed it, and so I didn't think that this class would be too hard. I soon realized that I may not get an A in this class, and it didn't help that the teacher was someone we were pretty close friends with, because it was kind of hard to talk to them about my grades since I didn't want to have conflict with them. The conflict soon started to occur when I would stay in every lunch to try to get some help to do better on my tests and on my homework, as he graded our homework as well. While I would be in there at lunch, he would always leave to go to work on things, and I would never be able to get the one-on-one help that I'd really wished for. Every time I would ask a question, he would respond by confusing me with another formula or another thing I just hadn't even learned yet. I realized that I may have to just learn the math on my own and try to teach myself, or try to get a friend to teach me. During this whole math conflict, I felt very nervous and anxious because I'd realized this would be the first time that I might not get a B, and I was really hoping that I would get a 4.0. And so the teacher and I, we maintained a good relationship through this all, but I think he thought that the relationship was good just because my dad worked with him at the high school. Me, on the other hand, I was a little more frustrated because I couldn't figure out the math, and that was something for me that I had always at least tried to understand and learn, even though it was hard and you may have to persevere. My sister has gotten all A's in high school, and so I really wanted to follow right in her footsteps and be just like she was. I honestly thought that my parents might be mad at me if I didn't get an A, and I thought that they might be disappointed in me if I didn't get all A's, and so I was really nervous about that as well. To try to fix this scenario, I tried to use some conflict styles, such as collaborating with my professor. I really tried to put an emphasis on understanding his points and seeing, okay, what can I prove on? What can I take from this? Like, I understand I may be frustrated, but there's going to be some other things that I can do to try to better myself, because I know I'm for sure not perfect, and teachers as well aren't perfect either. And so at the end of my first semester, I worked my tail off to try to keep even just a low A, and after the final, it had dropped to a B. And I was devastated because I had worked hours and hours and hours on that final. And I explained to him, was there anything I could do to help raise my grade, as I already spent every lunch with him. And I'm pretty sure he was tired of me. And I was constantly emailing him to clarify things on upcoming homework, as I would miss points if I got things wrong. And so one thing I saw that in our textbook on page 13, it states that quality, not quantity, is what distinguishes interpersonal communication. I thought that this was something that was really good to think about, as in the moment, I had just been kind of constantly pestering him with things and constantly trying to talk to him about certain things. But later I realized, like that quote says, quality, not quantity. I realized it would have probably been best to just talk with him a few different times and just really put things into perspective and realize he's a teacher. He doesn't want me asking him a million questions and trying so hard to get that A. So I thought that this was a really good quote because it made me realize like what I tried to kind of do with my teacher. I realized he would get annoyed if I started bugging him, and I tried to, in that time, realize what I could do to improve when I was talking to him. And I had talked with him, I had written questions out when I was with him, and really didn't want to waste his time. Like I said before, there was some times where I probably should have closed my mouth a little bit more, but I had written questions out, like I said, and I had it all dialed down to where when I would get time with him, I would ask as much as I could in that short amount of time. I really tried to make sure, like we said in our conflict styles, that I was never aggressive or made it seemed like I was defensive. I really didn't want to force him to try to get me an A or anything. I would always start off by asking how his day was and then getting into some questions for better understanding. Overall, it was such a bummer at the time that I received a B, but later on I realized that my parents were not mad at all. They just always wanted me to try my best. I wish I knew that at the time. I even learned that they received B's in high school, and I was stressing out over nothing, and I think that's more my personality and what I do. It had actually worked out that next semester I was able to receive an A that next semester, and my senior year of high school I took an AP literature class, and I was able to get a 4.0 GPA and graduate with that with honors. And through using many interpersonal communication skills, I was able to still maintain a good relationship with him, even though I was frustrated on my part. It was still good to be able to maintain that relationship because I now see that teacher very often, because my dad's really good friends with them. And so even though I didn't get the result that I had wanted in that right off the get-go, I realized it really helped me persevere through working hard. And later on, I now understand that I am able to get through so many hard things because of that class, actually, and just working through hard things and being able to just power through even though you really don't want to. And so I feel like I've learned a lot of things in this class that now looking back on helped me realize about that conflict. So thank you. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.